Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Little by little, they show who they are. And I'm talking about this coalition and this unity between the G7, NATO members, European Union, uh, collective West. You start to see who's who and what's what. Uh, I identified during my observations and understanding how the things are running that Zelensky is supported mainly by UK, by the Brits. It's not the Americans. Americans are there supporting the Brits, the United Kingdom, and then you have the other ones who were dragged along in this by United States, who directed who's going and who's staying and who's going to impose what and how much. And France, Germany, Italy had to go in because they were pushed by United States, not by Great Britain, who doesn't have a power to throw on these three countries, but United States does, because United States is the leader of the club. And then I think yesterday UK, United Kingdom, Great Britain showed its face who they are in a certain way. That I'm talking about the leadership, obviously. They are the ones who are really behind Zelensky, and they are the biggest supporter, sponsor, however you want to call it. And then you have dissenting voices, which are Germany, France, and Italy, but they can't leave because of United States, who have them by the leash. We also have President Emmanuel Macron, who is the most verbal from the dissenting side. And then we have the rest, who are trying to see who's winning, who has the balls to tell the big boss, hey, we don't want to get along with this anymore. We want to back off. And the problem is they are now in Germany for the G7 meeting, and I think they do a circus over there. They just it's a masquerade of unity, and they make all kind of statements that we are all unified, we're together, we're going to fight till the end, which then you find in the article that I have right here that actually it's not so. There are big cracks, and no butt cracks, but cracks in the, as I said, this coalition of willing, let's put it this way. So this article that I have here comes from Arabia News, Al Arabiya News, but it's in every other, I mean, it's in many other outlets. I just picked it from here because it was the clearest for me to look into it. You can find it in many other areas. But nevertheless, so let's read this article from, as I said, Al Arabiya News, Al Arabiya, and this is the title. UK Prime Minister Johnson warns France's Macron's off settling Ukraine war now. Well, there's many words here that we can analyze and see what's going on. So this is during the G7 in Germany, where a minute ago they said that they are united and they will fight, they'll support Ukraine indefinitely for as long as it takes. These were the words they said. And now we find out that UK Prime Minister Johnson warns France Macron's off settling Ukraine war now. So that means Macron wants to settle it now, since the other guy says no. So that means there's not unity over there, right, in their opinion. But let's go and read further here. So British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and French President Emmanuel Macron said on Sunday, today, that they saw an opportunity to turn the tide. Okay, what's the tide? In Ukraine. So said on Sunday, they saw an opportunity to turn the tide in Ukraine. Now, if you turn the tide, that means the tide goes one way. So what's that direction? That means the Russians are winning and the Ukrainians are losing. Did you hear this lately? Or yeah? Okay. We hear it like the Ukrainians are running there, they're losing here, they're retreating there, they lose Severodonetsk, what's gonna go in Donbass, but they destroy so many Russian troops, it's low morale in the Russian troops, the generals are dying, Putin is ill, all this kind of news when this guy is saying it's a way to turn the tide. So that means it's going one way. They think of Johnson thinks there's a way. How? Okay, let's see. Maybe they provide with the silver bullet here. So they saw an opportunity to turn the tide in Ukraine as London warned against trying to settle the conflict now. So the tide is, as I said, going this way, big time. And Emmanuel Macron said, hey guys, it's lost. We wait longer, we're not going to have any aces to deal and to have, to negotiate with the Russians. It's going to go down, all the chips are down, we're down. And this guy says, no, 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 we're going to do it, we're going to find a way. Let's see what way they find. So a Downing Street spokesman said the leaders meeting at the G7 summit in Germany, and I'm quoting, agreed this is a critical moment for the course of the conflict, and there is an opportunity to turn the tide in the war. It's a critical moment. What does that mean? Those guys are about to break. And I have been telling this, I saw this in about 2 weeks, and it's going. So those guys are ready to break. Ukraine is ready to break. It's conflict. It's a critical moment, and there is an opportunity to turn the tide. So change that critical moment. Let's see how. And it says here, Ben Johnson. But Johnson also cautioned Macron that any attempt to settle the conflict now will only cause enduring instability. What do you mean? If you say, all right, probably. It also risked giving Russian President Vladimir Putin license to manipulate both sovereign countries and international markets in perpetuity. Johnson warned, according to the spokesman, unlike Macron, who has continued dialogue with Putin, Johnson has rejected talks with a Kremlin leader who has called a dictator since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th. So only when Russia invaded Ukraine, he became a dictator. Before that, he was not a dictator. But what changed? Did their, I don't know, political system change or anything? Or just because you don't like him? This Johnson, anyway. In an interview with British media, Johnson said that the West should have very, very honest discussions on the fallout of the war, including on inflation. Yeah, very, very honest. When someone tells you, I'm sincere, I'm honest, that's my word. He has doubts that actually he tells the truth. But nevertheless, let's see. Asked if he was worried that support for Ukraine was weakening in the face of the blowback of the conflict, Johnson said he thought the pressure is there and the anxiety is there. We've got to be honest about that. Well, thank you very much, finally. And then he says here that Biden said that G7 and NATO must stay together against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. When you hear this kind of calls, hold the line, guys, hold the line. What does it mean? There's a chance people might not, or start to, I'm going home now, bye-bye. And the other one is UK Prime Minister Johnson urges G7 not to give up on Ukraine. Pledge fresh financial support. What do you mean? If you have to say that, that means you have doubts that people are still with you. Please, guys, don't give up. That means you're leaving. Hey, where are you going? Oh, you leave. Please don't give up on Ukraine. Oh, you're gone. Okay. Oh, but you too. That's how kind of it goes here. So yeah, that's a critical moment finally. And this unity that they try to show in those pictures, holding hands, grabbing this and that, is just for a facade. They're just like this. I don't know what's going to happen in Ukraine, though. How far, how long, how far the Russian army would go. I don't know, more destruction, I guess. But nevertheless, in these wars that you see here, that's a big, big crap and crack between we know who now, and we know who are the ones who are, it seems to, alone. It's just Great Britain who yells left and right, and then the Americans, yeah, I think listen to Johnson. I think that's United States, and Johnson is the one. Hey guys, where are you leaving? Hey, tell them to stay. Hey, and the other one's like, got to go. See ya, ciao. So that's, I think, the atmosphere over there at G7, full of handkerchiefs. All right. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.